Five, four, three, two, one. Brown boy wonder.
In space.
Set controls to outer space now, flying higher than ever before. Brown boy wonder.
In space.
Boy, go brown boy. In podcasts.
Let's rock it!
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. In this rewatch series, my guest and I are going to talk about my favorite show of all time. Well, my favorite childhood show, Power Rangers in Space. Let me introduce my guest here. He usually pressed the numbers 335 on his phone. From Anthony Reviews, it's Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
Hey Abrar, I have set the controls for outer space now, and we are ready to fly higher than ever before. I am very happy to be on this watch-along podcast with you, man. It's exciting.
Yeah, man. The last one was Avatar. We're done with that. Now we're into Power Rangers. Let's get right into it. The showrunner for Power Rangers in Space is Judd Lin. It was aired between February 6th to November 21st of 1998. We were about like 3 years old-ish, I think. 3.
We were pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, I think I watched it when I was like maybe 7, 8, so later on a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was pretty young. I had some like PJs of the show as a kid, so like I have that connection to it.
Yeah. Well, I do have to ask you a question. Why do you love Power Rangers as a whole?
I think it's just so unique in terms of like superhero media. I mean, I feel like everybody knows. For those of you who don't know, though, it's a show that's like adapted from Japanese footage into American. For Japan, it's been a long-running series that's ran for over 45 years at this point. About 15 years in, I want to say, is when we started adapting it during like the Mighty Morphin days in the early 90s. So I think just that sort of like amalgamation of Japanese and Western sort of like entertainment is kind of like unique and cool, and it's lasted for a very long time. I feel like at this point, Power Rangers is sort of in like a weird space. It's kind of in hiatus right now. I've seen every episode of every show, but In Space is one of those ones that people consider to be one of the best shows. Yes. And obviously, we'll get into just why that is the way it is. But I mean, these first few episodes that we watched today, I think are interesting because have you watched any Power Rangers since you were a kid? Like, did you come into this completely like brand new, or have you seen bits and pieces here and there since then?
I mean, I've seen, clips and like, of course, the GIFs. Like, I do remember like this nostalgia, but no, not as a whole.
All right. Well, I'm excited to hear your sort of bringing back into Power Rangers and what you think of it now that you have an adult brain.
Yeah, I have an adult brain. I don't have like a 8-year-old kid's brain. I'm going all at it, and I'm probably like, so I'm like, ooh, oh, we'll see. Well, before we start the first episode, let's recap what happened. Not recap the whole thing, but at least the ending of Turbo. After being defeated by Divatox, the former Turbo Rangers, TJ, Cassie, Ashley, and Carlos leave for space with a voice-damaged Alpha 6 in search of their old mentor, Zordon. That he was taken to a strange spaceship. So also Justin, the Blue Ranger, stayed behind with his dad. He still has his morpher and his car, I believe. But I do have a question for you, man. Is Turbo the worst season? Because I don't think so.
Turbo definitely gets a bad rap. That was the season where we introduced the Kid Ranger, like you said, Justin, who gets left behind on Earth. It also had like a movie to start off the show. So it's a bit more goofy. It's not. It doesn't really hold a candle, I think, to Zeo or In Space, but I think it can get overhated. It gets a little too much hate, but it's not that great. If you're looking at it like from Mighty Morphin to In Space as a complete story, Turbo is definitely the weakest. But I mean, hell of a cliffhanger. Like you said, that last season ended with the power chamber being destroyed and Zordon being taken, and it's like the Power Rangers are on they're on the ropes. So really, really exciting start for this one. We kind of have to like jump into this new story.
Yeah, definitely. And if I was Justin, I was a kid. I was a Power Ranger, so he shouldn't be ashamed of being cast in this role at least.
No, I mean nowadays, like the kids that have grown up, the actors older, like you can go to conventions and meet that guy. So that's fine at this point. But it is always that thing that time a child was a Power Ranger. It's a moment in time, a moment in history.
Definitely. Oh, I do remember people don't not liking the helmet, like they had that grilled on their eyes. People don't like that a lot. I liked it. I like the suits.
Like the car motif a bit.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about suits, towards the end of episode 2 here. But
Oh yes.
got a lot of
All
suit
right.
talk in the show.
All right. Well, episode 1 from out of nowhere, not Mr. Randy Orton RKO, but from out of nowhere. The first episode begins with the United Alliance of Evil having a dinner party. You see Rita, you see Lord Zed, you see Divatox, and many others.
Yeah, big party, all of your favorites. So there's definitely faces to recognize, like you mentioned, Divatox, and you see the Machine Empire in there from Zeo. Like it's a big celebration because Evil is in a good spot right now. We're soon going to find out that Zordon is sort of captured and he's got his power drained, and so everyone's sort of chilling. They're relaxing. We get some establishing of Rita and Divatox having a bit of a rivalry. So
Yeah.
a bit of cat fighting, if you will, going on in this scene.
I forgot to mention like Divatox. Oh my god.
Yeah,
As a kid, I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to look at this, but now I'm like, oh my goodness,
yeah,
she's something.
yeah. I mean, you should go back and watch some of those clips from the Turbo movie because it was a different actress in the movie, and I believe it's the same actress as now. At one point, she had to switch because I think the actress got pregnant, and
Oh
so like during the show Turbo, it's a different actress, but I can't remember exactly when the switch back happens. But yeah, very very scantily. It's a little bit like Leia in Return of the Jedi, right? With like the sort of gold bikini top and
yeah.
everything. So yeah, we've got some serious like femme fatale stuff going on here. And I mean, we get that even more with the introduction of Astronema, right? Like Power Rangers really thrives off of female villains more
Mhm.
than any other series, I would say.
I noticed now. Yeah, I noticed now.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, you see, as you mentioned, Divatox and Rita were like going back and forth. Divatox called Rita like Frida. I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Um, well, there's a guy with a hood walking around the party. He's looking a little sus. He kind of looks like the Nazguls from Lord of the Rings a little bit.
Yeah, it's a mysterious figure. I think at one point they're like, "What are you looking at?" And they just keep walking. So, what's going on with that cloaked figure? We don't know.
Yeah. The universe gossip is that Divatox destroyed the Power Rangers according to Lord Zed. Lord Zed, I just want to mention that in Modern Morphing days, he was the real bad dude. Now he's just a joke. So I kind of feel bad because he got the muscle tone, he got everything, but now he's like Bulk and Skull now.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a big scary dude when he got introduced in season 2 of Mighty Morphin, and I believe parents complained about that. So they kind of had to make him a bit more silly. So he's married. Obviously, he's officially with Rita Repulsa. So he's a husband now.
How does that work?
How does it work?
Yeah, how does them being married?
I mean, they got married. I don't know what to tell you. They live together in holy matrimony, I guess. But yeah, he's a bit more goof, but he still looks cool. I love his look. He looks awesome, and he sounds cool. Like, yeah, but you're right. He's not that threatening bad guy anymore. Those days are long gone.
No, definitely not. So Rita trying to zap Divatox, but a girl with a purple hair took it, as you mentioned, Astronema, and she's soon to be the Queen of Evil.
I like that. Like, oh, she's gonna be the next Queen of Evil. It's like that is the most vague thing I've ever heard. What does that mean?
I have no idea. Algar is there too. He's being like a dumbass. I forgot that he's the nephew of Divatox. I think they mentioned there too, even before that.
Mm-hmm.
The hooded person still lurking around. Zed was talking about steaks, like eating steaks and stuff. Of course, he's a silly guy.
Yeah.
What else is there? Oh yeah. Spectre showed up to the party, and he said, "I got this loser Zordon trapped, and I'm draining his powers."
He says he's draining his powers, but then it cuts to him and it looks like he's filling his tube with lava or something.
Yeah,
And he's just ahead. He looks very upset about the fact that he's got a lava tube now. So yeah, that's what's happening with Lord Zed. He's slowly being killed, I guess.
yeah, unfortunate.
Or not Lord Zed, Zordon. That's what I meant.
Zordon.
Zordon Zed, the Z's. Yeah.
All these names are complicated. I have to rehearse these names. Like Cliptor, Astronema, I was rehearsing.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the fact that you got Elgor on there is pretty impressive because that guy, yeah, that's fair.
So everyone is about to drink some lava juice, except one person.
He can't drink lava.
No. They asked, "Who are you?" I was gonna say, "Oh, Poison Ivy, it's Batman Robin," but Astronema said he's a spy. They're all rustling this guy with the hood. Goldar ripped his hood off, and it's a Red Ranger. Red Ranger.
Such a cool reveal, right? Like such a badass moment. Just a singular Red Ranger in a room full of bad guys. It's just already he's cool.
Yeah, especially when it goes to commercial break and then come back, he's like he's standing on business.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Red Ranger escaped with his Galaxy glider. Pretty cool. I don't know how he drives that, but that looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's space.
Yeah, that's that's true. I can't explain logic here. It is Power Rangers.
Yeah, no, it'll get more confusing in a couple episodes. So just go with it.
The Dark Spectre wants someone to chase the spy, Divatox, and Rita wants to chase him, but Dark Spectre chose Astronema. I also Dark Spectre. I wish he looked a bit cooler. I mean, he's just like a big guy in a rubber mask. I don't know. All these guys are in rubber mask, but
right.
But Dark Spectre looks kind of. He doesn't look like Lord Zed, as the true top evil guy.
It does feel very generic, and I will say there is a reason for that. So there's a bit in here where Divatox makes a crack about him looking like her fiance. And that is because this costume, the Dark Spectre costume, is a reuse of the costume from the Turbo movie. Because in the Turbo movie, Divatox was trying to raise a demon to like marry him for his power or something like that. And that was this costume. So it's just a reuse. So like their tongue-in-cheek way of referencing the fact that it's the same costume was her having that line about him looking like her fiance. So if you're thinking like, wow, this looks a bit generic. Well, yeah, it's the second time they've used it, so
gotcha.
that would be everyone. But I agree, he just is like a lava guy with like claws and pincers, like not very distinctive. He just looks like, well, I get, he just is evil. I guess that works, but yeah, I would have gone with a more iconic look. But there's other iconic looks in this show. There's a bunch of cool looking villains in this. This guy just isn't it.
Yeah, that's not it. I mean, he at least looked like Squidward from SpongeBob when he was like the lava guy. I just looked like him. Yeah.
Oh, right. The Krakatoa. Yeah.
Krakatoa. Yeah, that
guy. All right.
So we see the other Rangers in a spaceship, and it looks like Alpha 6 is glitching the F out. He's like, what the hell is wrong with him? I know he's like, he lost his voice, but he's just glitching.
Yeah, he's not working good. They got to fix this guy.
Yeah. The Rangers heard a thud, and it looks like a small ship is boarding onto the big ship. Alpha 6 is scared. So these Rangers are just, roaming around the spaceship.
They walk around for a while. It's a lot of them just sort of like creeping around an empty spaceship for a good few minutes at this point.
Yeah. Ashley discovered a Syntheantron where you get a fresh meal within seconds. Did Spy Kids copy this idea?
Oh, right, where he gets the McDonald's food out of it. I mean, I mean, just on a pure technical level, this did it first. So
yeah,
in the lineage, you got to get in line. Yeah, in space is the origin in terms of this. Unless someone finds it before then in case that we're not discussing that. But in terms of Spy Kids ripping off in space, that's what we're looking at here.
Come on, Spy Kids. TJ and Cassie can't find anyone. Of course, they found a big, not big, but the ship bridge. It's kind of pretty much like Star Trek, where you get all the main, what is it, the cockpit, I guess.
Like the bridge of the ship
Yeah.
with all the sort of like the tools and things to fly it. So that's where everything takes place.
Looks pretty cool. Cool. Back to the Red Ranger. He's getting shot by the goons. He capped those goons with the blaster. Back to Alpha 6. Alpha 6 was like, oh shit, somebody's here. The Red Ranger showed up at the ship bridge. And when the doors open, I like that scene. I like that shot.
Oh, right. Just like looking shocked while in costume and everything.
Yeah. Like I said, man, that at least that suit, it's amazing. I think when I was a kid at that time, I was really into space, or like at least like astronomy, and like, hey, this is like the perfect show for my fandom, I guess.
Right. I mean, it's definitely a cool suit. I think, especially when we see the other suits with this pretty soon, I think it somehow looks like an evolution of the Mighty Morphin suits. Where if you were to do like sci-fi or alien versions of like the dinosaur outfits,
Yeah.
it would look like this, right? Like because it's all like smooth. It's like the Apple versions of Power Rangers. It's all simplified and I like the little squares on the chest and everything. Like I think it looks very, very sleek. I guess a quick question. I mentioned it earlier. The show was adapted from a Japanese show called
Yeah.
Mega Ranger. Do you know what that show was about and how it's different?
No, I don't.
So when we were preparing to adapt that show, we had only seen like images of it. And so we were like, oh, that's space. This is clearly space. This is a space show. Let's start writing a space show. And then it turns out the show is not a space show whatsoever. Mega Ranger over in Japan is like a cyber show. It's all about like cyberspace and the internet and virtual reality and things. So you notice how like their logo kind of looks like the email
Yeah.
logo?
Yeah.
That's because it's internet based. So like when you see in like their helmets, they have like a little translucent bit on their heads, and obviously we'll get to like a clip door and everything. Like, yeah, this is supposed to be a cyber virtual show, not space. So honestly, they do a good job with making it into space. Like you wouldn't really guess that watching it as a kid, but yeah, keep that in mind moving forward. If you watch things where you're like, this doesn't look like space, it's because it's not. It's supposed to be like virtual reality. Yeah,
That's,
yeah. 'Cause it was coming up on the late '90s, turn of the century. It's
yeah.
that was
AOL, email.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Oh, well, you just blew my mind.
Yeah, look for it moving forward.
Okay. The Rangers are chasing the Red Ranger. The Red Ranger starts fighting them, of course, because he doesn't know who the hell these guys are.
Yeah.
Astronema is attacking the ship. She said she was firing her shots at the ship, and then she said, "Hold your fire." That was too easy. She's very sassy.
Yeah, I would say so.
The Rangers spot a cable that is not plugged in, and the engine's not it's not working. They crash landed on some planet. The Red Ranger is probably the slowest runner I've seen in my life. He was trying to, I don't know if he was trying to run to them, but he's like running really slow.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
I get it, they're in space, but like, all right. TJ told the Red Ranger that we are the Power Rangers. And he's like, man, what the hell is wrong with you? We're trying to help you. But the Red Ranger is like, I don't know who the hell you are. Deca said Astrama landed. We discovered what a Quantron are, and it's those goons. So I did not know the name Quantron.
Yeah, that's our putties for the season. It's just Quantrons.
Quantron is very very futuristic.
Yeah, they're pretty simple gray bad guys. They have like weird robot modulated voices. You can't really understand what they're saying, but yeah, they work for like henchmen types.
Yeah. Do you like putties or do you like these Quantrons?
I mean, putties are pretty iconic. You know,
That's
I feel
true.
like sometimes it's hard to compare anything to Mighty Morphin because it's just so intrinsically the baseline of what Power Rangers should be. But I think these guys are fine. Like I think the robot modulated voices give them a bit more character. There's like an episode later on where like you can't tell what they're saying, but it sounds like they like point and laugh at somebody. We'll get to
Mm,
it, but like
okay.
they've got a little bit of personality. But I mean, it's putties. Putties are kind of like you know, that's the
I,
standard.
I do want to say that I think they're better than the birds from Turbo, at least.
Oh, the Tengus?
Yeah.
See, I have a connection to the Tengus because they're in the
Mm,
movie. They're in the Mighty
uh,
Morphin movie, which I love. So like
that is
I kind of have that connection, but they are just birds. I'll give you that. They are just big birds. So
well. TJ and the rest said we are coming to help your ass, Red Ranger, and
yeah.
to be continue. End of part one of Out of Nowhere. They showed some bloopers. I forgot about these bloopers.
Yeah, I was gonna say you get the whole experience. I guess for those who are unaware, this is available just completely on YouTube. You get
Yeah.
full episodes just on the Power Rangers YouTube channel, and yeah, you get the previously ons, you get the next time on, and you get credits with bloopers, and it really does make you feel like you're getting the whole Power Rangers experience. I feel like nowadays there's so much with like streaming and home releases where it's like they cut up so much of the fat because they don't care, but this it kind of feels like you're watching it on like the Fox box back in the day.
Yeah, Fox or what's it called? The Gen X Fox thing?
JetX when it moved
Yeah.
to Disney. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I do want to say at this time that when I was 8 or 6 or 7, my crushes were Ashley and Cassie at that time.
All right. Did you have a favorite of the two, or just these are two pretty girls? That's good enough for me.
As both.
All right.
I like both.
That's fair enough.
I do know Ashley still does Comic Con. Cassie, she not really on social media much because I think she
Mhm.
got like harassed by fans in Comic Con like 10 years ago, so she doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah, I heard something about that. She might do like because there's the big Power Ranger convention they do is called Power Morphicon that they do like
Hmm.
every other year in California. So she might do something like that. But yeah, the actress that plays Ashley, Tracy Lynn Cruz, I think she might live here because she does stuff here like all the time. She was
Right.
just at like a Dallas Vintage Toys, which is in downtown
Yes,
Dallas. Like
I saw
yeah,
that.
she does like her and like Carlos, those two are always doing stuff here. So like if there's any of the
Definitely.
Space Rangers to meet, it's them. So yeah, I mean some Rangers really appreciate that sort of like that period of time and they're clinging on to it for better or worse. So and
Yeah,
others are just, fine to be who they are today, I guess.
yeah, man. They're all cool. They're all cool. All right. Episode 2, from Out of Nowhere. Randy Orton's still not on the show yet. Part 2.
Mm-mm.
The Power Rangers are fighting the Quantrons. They beat them, and then the Red Ranger power down, and this man looks like Fabio.
Oh, just
Oh
because
my
of the hair?
goodness. Yes, the hair. Oh my god, this guy.
Yeah, yeah. He's supposed to look alien, I'm presuming, with the hair, but also of the time, right? Like you're
Mm.
thinking like the sort of frosted tips era. Like that's why he's got sort
Oh
of
yes.
like bleach streaks. It's almost like if a boy band member was from space. I guess that's what they were probably
Ah,
going for with Andros's his look here.
that's true. Backstreet Boys and Singles were hot at that time. Yeah, I can see that. Ooh. But
Yeah.
man, this guy is beautiful. Um, so this Red Ranger said he's human and he's from Space Colony KI-35. It's in the Coverna system, something like that. Um,
Yeah, KO 35 is where he's from, and yeah, I did like that line where Ashley's like, "You're human," and he's like, "Yeah, there's humans out there." He's like really indignant because we'll see through these next episodes. Andros is really slow on the upkeep. He is not
oh yeah.
ready to trust these guys. But the Power Rangers are really like eager to trust him. They want friends like immediately because they're like happy-go-lucky teenagers from Earth, and
No.
Andros is not having it here.
Mm-mm. I mean, I get it. You see a Red Ranger, like, oh, like he's just like us. We should be friends. It makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So his name, he called himself Andros, the homie. Well, I call him the homie, but
Oh, okay.
his name is Andros. Cassie is making fun of Ashley of how she approached Andros, like, oh, she said, I don't know, man. I thought he was a giant lizard, and they're all laughing. Ha ha ha. So is it when she said that, I was like, is this a reference to Matthew Broderick's Godzilla? Because it came out at the same time.
Because the giant lizard?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I probably just a general reference to sci-fi creatures, like the Gorn from Star Trek. But hey, you know what? I'll give it to you. Maybe it was a reference, just maybe.
For that guy who's listening right now, Godzilla is like 1998. Godzilla is still a good movie. I know you're hating me, but it's okay. I know who you are. Andros told the Rangers that the Dark Spectre got Zordon and he's draining his powers. Andros is like, I got this, like George Lopez. But the rest of it sounds like he got this. Like, I got it under control, but I don't need you guys.
Yeah, he doesn't want these guys to help. He's playing it all sort of a lone wolf type, and we'll learn why that is. But right now, he's kind of coming off as very distant.
Yeah.
The whole Andros character is interesting, especially early on, because one, he's an alien, so you kind of just give it up to like, oh, well, he's just foreign. He's kind of strange that way. But the actor is also pretty inexperienced in the crew. But I do think it kind of like you give him a little bit of slack because you're like, well, he's angsty. He's like the most angsty Ranger we've had yet. He's an alien. He's different. Like it works in his favor to a point for the most part.
I see. Well, I was like, God damn, when he said, "What the f you know about space, Carlos?" I was like, damn.
he's really not giving these guys the time of day, and I mean, I guess that's what this episode is about: is them sort of earning his trust and learning to let them be, well, the Power Rangers essentially, because he does not want them here.
Definitely not. Carlos is fixing Alpha 6, but later on, Andros fixed him, and we got him back. Ay. Alpha 6 is back.
We got Alpha.
Got him back. Andros is going to check on the space shuttle because he wants these losers back to go back to Earth. And everyone's like so sad.
Yeah, they're like, I guess we're going back to Earth. I guess that's we went to space for literally no reason. We went to space, lost our spaceship to some guy, and now we're leaving.
God damn, man! Like he doesn't care.
Not a good time.
Andros got their ship ready, and he said, "Good luck."
Bye.
Pretty much, bye. So Andros dipped them. As the other Rangers tries to get in the ship. They lost Alpha.
They didn't lose him. He just didn't get on the ship. He just stuck around, I guess. They're like, where is he? Where did he go? And it's like, oh, yeah, he just didn't. He went back on the ship to find Andros. That's all that happened.
Yeah. You see Alpha right behind Andros, and he's trying to convince them that you need these Rangers to rescue Zordon. It makes sense because I think Andros is trying to act like Batman. He's trying to do it all by himself.
Right.
Andros has flashbacks within like 10 minutes of what just happened, and I thought that was pretty funny. Like it literally just happened, and he's getting flashbacks of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Andros said, well, he was on his way, but Andros said, Deca is the name of I guess they're Alexa, I guess.
Yeah, the AI on the ship. Yeah.
Yeah. He said, turn that shit around. But I gotta help these guys. And you see Alpha celebrating quietly. He does like a little fist pump.
Yeah, he's happy about it.
I like Alpha 6. And not a lot of people like his voice, but I like him.
It's a new voice for this season. Because there was Alpha 5 in the original show, and then Alpha 6 showed up, and then I believe in Turbo or yeah, in Turbo, he like because of the times, he had like sort of like a street sort of like voice. He was like, "Yo, yo, yo,
Yes.
Tommy,
Yes.
you gotta learn how to do the thing." And it's like, oh my god, they were like trying to be really hip with Alpha, and they course corrected. They made Alpha sound just like a normal ay 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 kind of version of this one.
Yeah, I was watching on YouTube like the recaps of each season just to get my head straight when I'm watching the show. And now when that yo-yo part, I'm like, what?
Yeah,
What that happened?
yeah,
Uh,
cool street Alpha. That was a weird time.
um, so as Andros is turning back, the Quantrons are holding the Rangers and say her name, and she appears. I believe in Astronema. She showed
I
up.
believe in astronomy. Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, Astronema said to the Rangers or to the Quantrons, destroy them. And a huge portal from the sky opened up. Almost. The portal opened up, but the what's her ship called? I don't know her ship's name, but her ship is about to shoot these Rangers.
Mhm.
But the Astro mega ship saved them. The Andros gave the Rangers the Morphers, and Anthony, let's rock it.
We get our first morphing sequence,
Ooh.
which is pretty cool. It's just the Japanese morphing sequence with the American actors, and I mean, this is like I said, you can really see the kind of like cyber techno vibe of it in
Yeah.
the morph here.
Yeah, now I'm remembering it now. It does has the not space, but it's like yeah, as you said, cyber internet thing. I can see
Yeah,
that.
for sure. So yeah, I guess the morphers are sort of like wrist mounted morphers in this with the buttons you push in. What kind of morpher do you like? Because obviously Mighty Morphin had like the belt buckle. Sometimes it's a wrist thing. Sometimes it's a phone. Like, what do your take on a morpher look like?
I did like the Wild Force phone one. I mean, that looked pretty
Hmm.
cool. But
Right,
besides in space, I did like Zeo. I did like that one.
right. Where they kind of have to like connect it because they have like two wrist
Yeah,
things. I like that one too because you kind of have to synchronize it in a way. So yeah, I think that's a cool one. I like wrist mounted ones, decent enough. I like this one because it's like you keep referencing the 3 3 4, like that's
it's pretty
cool
cool. Yeah.
because it's like got a nice like a tactile button push, like it's a secret code, and we'll see them use other buttons in the future. But yeah, I like the in space morphers quite a bit. I think they're cool.
Yeah, it's like when Batman trying to enter his Batcave, he just the piano sequence.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. So Andros is the Red Ranger. TJ is the Blue Ranger. It was a downgrade for him. Unfortunately, he was a Red Ranger in Turbo, so I kind of feel bad for him now. He's a Blue
Yeah,
Ranger.
he kind of has to call it out. He calls out the fact that he's in blue, and you know he's like the leader of the Earth Rangers. You know, if you want to think of it that way, the Andros is the leader of the in space team, but out of the Earthlings, TJ's their leader. If you want to think of it that way, which I will
Okay,
because I love TJ. He's
I like
my
TJ.
favorite of the crew.
Yeah, okay, I'll think of that way. Yeah, I do like TJ. He got the I don't know. I just like him. I like him a
He's
lot.
Captain America. You know, he's just like
Yes, yes.
the guy who's willing to do the thing and you know do what's right. Like that's what I like about him.
That's true. That's true. Um, Ashley is the Yellow Ranger, and Cassie is the Pink Ranger, and Carlos is the Black Ranger. So they all have their new colors. Carlos was green last time, and I
Yeah,
think Cassie and
he didn't
Yellow.
call out his colors. He just accepted he was black this time. He didn't care, I guess.
I guess not. The suit looks great, of course. I believe these suits are top 5 all time, in my
Oh,
opinion.
okay. Yeah, they are good. I will admit. I'd have to kind of think about it some more, but yeah, I do like these suits quite a bit.
We might do like a tier list maybe in the future of all the Ranger suits. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
So they beat up the Quantrons. They escape with the mega ship. Alpha broke the code. Alpha created the Astra Megazord. This is a part of Zordon's master plan, as Alpha 6 said. What's your opinion on the Astra Megazord?
Yeah, so I guess Zordon's plan was to have a ship made on Earth that became the head of a different ship somewhere out there in space. He's
Yeah,
just Zordon's just a crafty guy, he's got plans. But I like this Megazord. I think it's cool. It's unique. Obviously, you think of Megazords and they're kind of like Voltron, like a bunch of parts come together to form a big
Yes.
guy. I kind of like that this is just a one guy thing. I like the blue look of it. And yeah, luckily the sort of spaceship motif helps with the in space idea. So I normally I prefer the idea of it being a bunch of multiple parts forming together. But for this season, because it is like the ship that they're on is their main mode of transportation and their Megazord, I like that about it. I like that it's all in one.
I do like the scheme colors, like of the blue, and I did have the Megazord when I was a kid, but I think I lost it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, cool Megazord. So they are you back?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay. Yeah, so they destroyed the ship, I guess, and they won. They kind of went through that pretty quick.
Yeah, wrap up the episode. I guess we're done.
Yeah, like the Megazord took more time of them defeating the wherever the goons were. So all right, that was quick. Andros back in the ship. Andros explaining how Deca works. Again, we just said like they're like Alexa or the movie Smart House.
Yes, it is just like the movie Smart House. Let's start referring to it as that instead.
Very nice. Andros agreed with Cassie that they need to go to Earth and get more supplies for the megaship. Andros seems worried to go to Earth for some reason. Astronema follows the megaship, and that's the end of part 2.
Yeah, that's our introduction to the in space crew. Or we got all of our Rangers now; they're the full team, and now that they're in space, let's get back to Earth. Apparently, we gotta go back to that.
I guess so. In the bloopers, Ashley is always laughing.
I guess she's having a good time.
I guess so. I do like in the last rewatch series, I do have interesting facts for each episode. So since this was pretty much a two-parter, for this interesting fact, when Alpha walks to the Rangers after getting his new voice, if the viewers look closely on the top of the screen, a boom mic can be seen bobbling into the frame for a bit.
Damn.
They gotta work on that.
Yeah, well, we got over 40 episodes to go, so maybe they can learn to not hold a boom mic in shot after this.
I hope so. Oh, wait a minute. I just got a message from not Deca, but the Megaship. Let me hold on.
What is this?
Fans or listeners, I just got a message from the Megaship. Let me download this real quick and let me send it to you, Anthony, and we'll watch at the same time. I don't know who this is from.
Oh no.
But let's see what this is. All right, give me one moment, guys. This is groundbreaking. This is the first time on the podcast that I received a message from space.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true. This is the first for you. That never happened on the Avatar show.
No, Aang didn't say, hey, Abrar. No, he didn't say that. All right. Okay, I have the file in hand. I will send it to you, Anthony, and we'll watch it. We'll count down and watch it together.
Okay, sounds good. My first message from space. I'm excited.
Let's do it. All right. Sending now. All right. I just DM'd you through Discord, and we'll press. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Khayman Lee, Andros from Power Rangers in Space, and it's come to my attention that Abrar is watching Power Rangers in Space, doing a podcast at Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. So I hope you guys check that out, listen to it, and if you have the chance, make fun of me while you're doing that, okay? Wonderful. Love you. Let's rock it!
Oh, my God.
Oh, you got really scary there at the end.
Yeah. When he said, let's rock it, oh, my God. We just got the message from the Red Ranger.
Wow, that was Andros himself from Power Rangers show that we're watching right now. That is crazy. Yeah, he wants us to make fun of him, I guess.
No,
So
I wouldn't. I would not make fun of him. I
it
just
was
told
his
him.
request.
No, I just said you're Fabio, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, no.
Man,
Well, maybe he'll take that in a different way. I don't know. That's his prerogative.
I guess. Well, I feel like I'm Jamie from Jingle All the Way. He knows my name.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's up there on the megaship float. He's pointing at you in the parade.
Yes, yes. That's great. Thank you, Mr. Andros, yourself. We will keep continuing this series for you, man, because I love you. K man.
Yes, thank you, Christopher Khayman Lee, for your wonderful message from space as we watch your children's show.
Absolutely. All right. Episode 3, Save Our Ship. The Rangers are training through simulations on the ship. I thought it was pretty neat. I was like, that's a good thing to have.
They got like a holodeck, yeah.
Yeah. Alpha said, "Everyone, look at this beautiful Earth."
Yeah, we're back on
touching
Earth.
it. Yeah, he's like touching it.
He's really excited. He did not want to be in space any longer, I guess. He was ready to
No.
get back on Earth. Yeah, they're back on Earth. They're here. It's great.
Andros, of course, never been to Earth. We finally see Bulk and Skull. They're looking at the stars and they see a UFO and they fainted. And we went to the next scene. So I hope they're okay.
We'll see. I guess that's a matter of opinion.
Hope so. The Power Rangers arrive to Earth, but Astronomer says, big mistake. But this is dumbass. Elgor is with Astronomer, so they are also following them. So this is risky business for the Rangers here.
Yeah, they brought them to their home planet. So now, that's not going to look good for Earth now, is it?
The Rangers visit the surf spot. So was it always called the surf spot? Because I thought it was called Angel Grove, or is it something else?
No. So Ernie's juice bar, as
Yeah.
it used to be, that's gone. They I guess he lost he lost the shop, and then there was a guy who Bulk and Skull worked with that was like a cop who then became a detective. He ran the juice bar there for a bit, and now it's completely new. They've changed the location. It's the same place. They've just changed ownership. So now it's a surf shack, I guess, instead of the normal juice bar. Was it run by Adele? Right? Is that her name?
Yes. Hello from the other side.
Yeah, that's her.
Andros is adjusting to Earth. He dropped a surfboard. Pretty clumsy of him.
Yeah, he's new here.
Yeah, I get it. Andros is trying to understand people from Earth. He looks at Bulk and Skull as like the perfect Earthlings for him to understand humans.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what would be mean to someone else, and he's like, I guess I got to be mean to people, and that's okay because this Bulk guy is really selfish.
Yeah. You see, Andros is levitating hot sauce onto Bulk's milkshake. Ugh, it's not good. It's not going to taste that good at all. Bulk's found a scientist expert on UFOs in the newspaper. Bulk drinks the milkshake, and he is sweating, man. He is on fire. He's on fuego.
Yeah, it's a bad time for him. So we get some slapstick comedy with Bulk and Skull. So this is one of those things where now that you have an adult brain, how do you feel about Bulk and Skull, our comic relief duo?
I think we need them.
Okay, that's the right opinion to have, I think. I think Bulk and Skull are integral to the Power Rangers experience. So they're going to be not as much as previous seasons, but they'll be around for sure.
Yeah. They're like the backbone of the Power Rangers for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
The Power Rangers are on high alert since the Stramas were following them. Ashley asked if Andros, if he did that little milkshake thing, And bro said, "What the hell are you talking about? What the hell's a milkshake?"
He said, "What's a milkshake?" and just ran off. It's like, you know what she's talking about. He just didn't want to face the problem. So yeah, it's he's already lying, that Andros.
Mm, I don't know, Fabio. Come on, Fabio. Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Bulk and Skull. They arrive at this mailbox. The mailbox name is Professor. That's gonna be hard to pronounce this. Phenomenus.
Phenomenous, you got it.
Okay. Phenomenus.
Yeah.
He was talking to him through the mailbox. The professor said, "Aliens." So they're all working together there. They were like, "All right, if you saw aliens, I'll work with you." And this professor looks like the Six Flags old guy in the commercials a little bit.
You're right. Yeah. He's just got a mustache. He's kind of like the Monopoly man mixed with the Six Flags guy. He's our
God.
goofy little scientist.
And I noticed that he taped his microphone on his head. So this guy, he's out of space, man.
Oh, this guy's lost it. Yeah, this is I guess this is our way to make Bulk and Skull seem normal. By comparison, is having this little scientist man run around.
Absolutely. Back to the Rangers. After getting the supplies from a electronics store, Andros said, "We're being followed," and then they were hiding for behind a wall within 2 seconds, and then out of nowhere, the Quantrons were right in front of them. Damn, they didn't even see them.
Yeah, they walk over, and then they're just suddenly there. Yeah, I guess they just couldn't see him right in front of them.
Guess not. So they beat them, and they tried to escape to the ship. The Three Stooges, Bulk, Skull, and the Professor, got a flat tire. The Professor has a gadget that detects aliens, and he was pointing at the NASA sign, and then the Quatrons appeared, and I guess he's doing pretty good. He's tracking the aliens, I guess.
Well, real quick, it is called Nasada in Power Rangers.
That's true.
I don't know what that stands for. I guess I can look it up real quick. But I guess that they couldn't have NASA, so it's Nasada.
I think it's it looks like a NASCAR slogan. I don't know.
Well, it is just NASA, so
Yeah.
that part's normal. It's just the name is different. National Aeronautics and Space Administration and Defense Agency. That's someone's guess. So that I don't think this has an official.
Okay.
Okay, that's someone's guess. Okay, so NASADA doesn't stand for anything other than NASA. Duh. I guess that's it.
I love Power Rangers. The Power Rangers encounter a guy named Ecliptor. I think he's one of the coolest villains I've ever seen. He kind of looks like Cell from Dragon Ball Z. A little bit.
Yeah, he's like a Tron man. He's completely made of the grid, and I love Ecliptor. I love this character. He goes places in this show. I love him. He looks awesome. He's really formidable. This guy's a badass. So yeah, I love Ecliptor. One of my favorite in space characters.
I mean, the design of him looks pretty cool. When I remember watching as a kid, he reminded me of the Green Tower in downtown Dallas.
Yeah, okay.
He's kind of like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Dallas right there. No, his name is Ecliptor.
He represents Dallas.
Ecliptor is beating the shit out of the Rangers. Astronema is trying to destroy the Astro Mega shuttle, and Ecliptor escaped, of course. The Power Rangers got into the shuttle. Astronema said the Rangers are clever, but I'm more clever. Dude, what is that line? Get a better line.
She's more clever.
Yeah, but I'm more clever. Come on. Use a different word.
You may have a point.
Come on. Where am I at here? Oh, Astronema lasered Ecliptor to become bigger. I don't know his Power Rangers logic, but he just became big.
You gotta become big. It's how it works.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching after 20 years at least, so I'm like, come on. But it's okay. It's a good show. I understand. So it's time for Astra Megazord versus Ecliptor. Big battle scene there. Ecliptor did some like Doctor Strange multiple moves. Oh, like he was multiple people, but like he's doing all that Doctor Strange stuff. But then at the end, Ecliptor exploded. So we
As he
probably won't
does.
see him again.
Yeah, that's the end of Ecliptor. I said he was going places. I lied. Yeah, Ecliptor's done.
He exploded. Ashley asked Andros for a game of pool in the training simulated room. The deal is Andros will learn pool and Ashley will learn telekinesis.
Yeah, this is strange. She's like, so you did do that thing with the milkshake. So can you teach me? And he's like, oh sure. Can that just be taught? Like he's an alien with like brain powers, and she's just like, oh, can you teach me how to make things float? I feel like that's a big ask. I don't know why she
It is.
assumes that she'll be able to do anything with that. I don't. That's yeah. You're talking about like why do things get big? I want to know why she just thinks that she'll be able to have telekinetic abilities by just learning. I don't think this is Spanish. I don't think you can just learn that.
No. Also, like a game of pool, it gotta be something else besides if you're gonna learn telekinesis. But it's
Hey,
alright.
he doesn't know anything about billiards.
No, I suck at pool. I suck at billiards.
I'm not a pool guy either, so don't worry. It's all good.
Alright. Well, hopefully Andros will teach us.
No, he's not teaching us.
Well, he should learn by now, right? Or
Oh,
I don't know.
you're right.
Yeah, I hope so.
By now, he should be able to teach us how to play pool, and in return, he can teach us telekinesis. Yeah, okay.
Well, I hope I get another message from him. Back to Astronema, she told Algor to point the lasers to the sewers of New York City. The lasers pointed to the sewers, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are here. And that's the end of the episode.
That's crazy. The Ninja Turtles? Were you expecting this to happen?
I'll tell you right now, I do not remember anything from this.
Yeah,
When
this
my
is
God.
crazy.
When I was looking at the thumbnail, I'm like, when did this happen? This is the third episode.
Yeah, I always forget that this happened so early on. So yeah, Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation was a Saban TV show because Saban. It's funny, people always talk about like all the other Power Ranger-esque shows like Big Bad Beetleborgs and VR Troopers, and talk about how like they're Power Ranger ripoffs, but they were all made by the same guy. It was all made by Saban. So like, is it a ripoff if he's the one making them all? Like they're all his properties. So yeah, they also had a live action Ninja Turtle show in the same vein. It's more like Power Rangers than it is the Henson like movies from the early 90s. And yeah, we're already crossing over with the Power Rangers, which I'm sure at the time was like blowing kids' minds.
Oh yeah,
that the Ninja Turtles were crossing over with the Power Rangers. That must have been the hypest thing ever.
they only had like one season, right, in that year.
Pretty sure Next Mutation lasted only about one season. If it yeah, I'm checking now. It lasted one season, 26 episodes. So Next Mutation itself wasn't particularly popular. And maybe that's why they crossed over early with Power Rangers to like get kids hyped as soon as possible.
Well, I would also notice that there's a girl in the Ninja Turtles. Is that the only time she was there in that show?
Yeah, so we have Venus, who is not named after an artist, but rather a work of art. So that doesn't compute. And I think they've done things with that character in like comic books or stuff, but like in terms of this is a pretty unique appearance for the female Ninja Turtle. So yeah, it didn't exactly stick to other to all future forms of the franchise. It's almost a one and done if it weren't for other like comic book versions.
All right. Well, this is pretty cool. They're in that in their suits. I do have an interesting fact for this episode. When Andros was fighting some Quantrons, the guy in the costume is briefly seen.
Ooh, scary.
Yeah. It's like that Star Wars. I don't know if it was a movie or there's a guy like in the back of I think it was Mandalorian. It was like some guy with his jeans.
Oh, the jeans guy. Yeah, that was Mandalorian. That was like the episode Carl Weathers directed.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a
I
good
guess he
look.
missed that. He missed that big time.
I miss him.
Oh yeah, R.I.P. Or it's like that Game of Thrones episode where they had the Starbucks coffee cup there.
Right. I don't watch Game of Thrones, but I know what you're talking about.
There we go. Well, let's get into episode 4. It's not Mr. Feed Me More Ryback guy. It's not that guy.
Oh God. Yeah. If it was, I turned it off.
Yeah, but this episode is called Shell Shocked. The astronomer greets the turtles. And crazy interaction, by the way. What's going on here? She mind controls them.
Right. Well, first of all, she's like, "I need you to destroy the Power Rangers," and she's like, "I think it's Raph who's like, newsflash: the Power Rangers are fiction. They're comic book characters." I was like, "What do you mean they're comic book characters? Like, if you guys live in the same world, do you guys not know that the Power Rangers? Like, I guess they live in the sewers, so they're sheltered, right? They
Yeah.
don't know that every day the Power Rangers fight a big monster in downtown. So, yeah, I thought that was funny. Where it's like, it would be one thing if they just didn't know them, but the fact that they just straight up say like, "Oh, they're comic book characters," so like the Power Rangers have comic books in the Power Rangers world. But yeah, Shauna makes like a face at them and then just mind controls them.
I feel bad for these turtles. The Power Rangers got on to their gliders, and they're trying to train with that. And the tip is to lean forward when you're gliding. That was a good tip.
All right, noted.
The Rangers met this Whiplash type of villain from like Iron Man 2. He kind of looks like Whiplash. He has that electricity, and he's like, "I want my bird." No, he's not the same guy. But they beat him pretty much. Not beat him yet, but the turtle showed up, and Ashley knows who they are.
Yeah, she doesn't think they're fake, so I guess it's a one way street. It must be because they live in the sewer. They think the Power Rangers aren't real.
This is a crazy episode.
Oh yeah.
This is like the Jimmy Neutron and Fairly Odd Parents crossover, but they did first.
Timmy Power Hour. Yeah. I mean, crossovers are just intricate to media, right? Like you want to see your favorite things cross over. That's just there's an appeal to that. So yeah, crossing these two things over just made sense. But it's all happening at breakneck speed. That's for sure.
Yeah, I do love crossovers. The turtles beat Whiplash. I don't know his name, but I'm gonna call him Whiplash.
Sure.
The Rangers exchanged phone numbers pretty much, but you see Andros with his arm crossed, looking upset. He's feeling a little sus of these turtles.
He doesn't like the Ninja Turtles. That's just he's not into it.
No, not a lot of people are into things, and Andros does not like these turtles.
Well, he just learned to trust these other Power Rangers just an episode ago. So
That's
like
true.
now he's got to trust turtles, and technically his intuition is right. So
Yeah. The Rangers are showing the turtles around the ship. Andros is looking at his like Nest camera, I guess, like looking around the ship.
yeah, he's spying
a
on
little
them.
bit. Yeah, a little bit. Somebody is messing with the ship, and it's the turtles. They're messing with the wires. They're messing up Deca.
Yeah, they're fucking shit up.
What the hell, man? Andros is fighting them. The turtles and Astronomer are taking over the ship. She came over by like, "Hey, man, it's time to take over the ship." The Rangers are caught, except for Andros. Andros is using some telekinesis powers to help the Rangers to escape. He cut TJ's ropes, and we're looking at Astronomer, and she has black hair this time. Are you digging this black hair?
Yeah, so Astronoma's going to change her hair a lot. I do like the black hair. It's not my favorite. I really like the sort of like purple, like bluish that she had in the first episode. And she'll continue to have a lot of different hairstyles. There's like a platinum one that she has, and like a silver one. So like she has a bunch that I'm looking forward to see. But I dig it. I don't know if that means it's her natural hair or if it is a wig. I don't really know if there's ever been like a canon explanation for that, because you would think like oh, it's a wig. She's like a wig woman. That makes sense. But maybe she's not. Maybe she dyes her hair like Ramona Flowers. I don't know. We don't know the
Oh,
stuff.
maybe. I mean, how long does it take to dye your hair? Like at least a few hours?
But in space, maybe she's got an alien hair dryer, right? They
Mm.
got synthetic food. She could just shoot her hair with a beam.
Unless Algar is like doing all her dyeing hair expertise. Unless he's the expert of dyeing hair.
I guess, I'd have to check with Elgar, and I'm not doing that. So we'll have to put that on the back burner for now. We'll come back to that later in the season.
Yeah, for sure. Algar is also ugly. Look at that guy's face. He's
you
an ugly
keep
guy.
shitting on Elgar, but you know what? I don't mind it.
I hate him. He's a disgusting.
That's
I don't know what
fair.
that is. Well, is that an alien? What the hell is that?
He's just like an ugly guy. Yeah, he was like the Goldar of Turbo, and now he's sticking around for some reason. I don't
That's
know. I guess kids liked him. Maybe they didn't. I don't know.
Ugh, Elgar. The Power Rangers went into their jump tubes. Astronomer asked Michelangelo, "What is that portal?" And he's like, dude, you're gonna ask a turtle from a sewer to explain a cosmic event? Are you stupid?
I liked that quite a bit. I thought that was a pretty funny line.
That's a good line. The turtles got out of Astronomer's mind control spell. Astronomer dipped. Deca said, "I will self-destruct." The turtles are losing their shit.
And we skipped over earlier. There's a point where they mess with Deca, and
Yes.
Deca like turns into like a turtle. Basically, she's like, "I'm totally turtleified," or whatever.
Yes.
So something like that. And so now I guess fuck it, we're gonna take everybody with us. The turtles are, like you said,
Oh my goodness.
losing their minds, and the ship blows up, and that's it. Everyone's dead at the end.
Oh my goodness.
No, that didn't happen.
No. That's morbid.
Yeah.
But no, it's okay. Astronomer showed up to where the Rangers are. The turtles fixed the ship, and Deca aborted self-destruct. So we're all good here.
Yeah.
The turtles showed up to the Rangers within a few seconds. I don't know if you noticed that. So Astronomer showed up, and then the turtles showed up within seconds after that. I thought that was like a really bad cutscene or something. Unless they're missing something. This came out of nowhere.
I guess we had to rush to the finish. You know how it's live TV. We only got a few minutes left of the match. We got to rush to the finish. Just go to the finish.
I guess so. I mean, all these endings are so rushed. I get it. There's a kids show, but all right. They helped them. A great tag team was the Rangers and the Turtles.
Yeah, this is fun. Let's seeing the Rangers and the Turtles like team up like this. I thought it was pretty decent.
It was good. It was good. Astronomer dipped. I forgot who said this, but we good guys got to stick together. And Andros shook Leo's hand. Let's do it. We're good.
Yeah. For like true like leader bonding moment. It's like the Marvel Capcom, right? Like Ryu and Cyclops. It's like, yeah, we're the leaders. We're cool. Yeah.
Absolutely. Deca tase Donatello.
Yeah.
I just got to mention that. That was funny. And the ninjas rode the gliders. So I hope Andros taught them how to lean forward because they were using to have fun with the gliders.
Yeah, that's true.
I hope they don't fell and get lost in space. I hope that didn't happen.
And we never see them again, so I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah, that's the end of the episode. The interesting fact for this episode, due to, like we said, the new mutation being filmed in Vancouver while Power Rangers were filmed in California, the Turtles were portrayed by a different suit and voice actors in this episode to those from their own show.
Oh, wow. I'll be honest, I didn't even know that because I haven't watched that Ninja Turtle show. So, like, if they did have different voice actors, that was news to me. That's funny. Wow. Okay, so it wasn't even like a true crossover if it was completely altered. Yeah, you're right. Like, if they did like the Jimmy Timmy Power Hour and Timmy Turner was just not Tara Strong, it was like somebody else doing a voice, that would kind of defeat the purpose. That's funny.
Literally.
I'm glad that happened. Wow.
Well, time to get into the last episode for this episode, episode 5. Never stop searching. Beginning of the episode, Carlos accidentally caught Andros watching two kids playing with a toy.
Well, when you put it like that.
Yeah, I mean that's what Carlos saw. Well, I wonder what he was thinking. Some dude captured what appears to be Andros' sister. So Andros is searching for his sister.
Mm-hmm. This is a very important episode. This is like our first plot-heavy
Yes.
episode of the season.
Absolutely. Deka says a life form appears at Andros' home in KO 35, and it looks like it might be Andros' sister. So Andros is like, you know what, man, I gotta maybe rescue my sister or gotta see her. But
He's back on the lone wolf thing, right?
Yeah.
This is his focus. He's trying to find his missing sister since they've been kids, and he's like, oh, well, she would just go home. I guess that makes sense. And he doesn't want to tell anybody. Dekka's like, should I wake everybody up? And he's like, nah, I'm doing it alone. And
Yeah,
Carlos is like laying in bed. I love this. He can't
Yeah.
sleep, so she's like laying completely under the covers, like wide awake. I like that.
yeah, his eyes are open. Like, well, we got a new scene of the professor, Phenomenus, is telling a story about some aliens, and Bulk imagined it. The professor spots a watermelon, and he thinks it's an alien.
Yeah, he's going full on, just like psycho babble, like just being a weirdo, thinking there's some sort of alien in here. And to be fair, it sounds like there's a heartbeat in this watermelon. So,
Yeah,
did you think there might have been an alien in this here seedless watermelon?
absolutely not. Wow, these guys are tripping.
These guys are just going on their own wacky adventures right now, and
Yeah.
you know what? That's fine.
Yeah, Bulk thought it was hatching, and so he threw up in the air, and it landed on his head. And I think the professor said seedless. No, I think Bulk says seedless.
I think it was a
Someone says
professor.
seedless. Oh, the professor. Okay, seedless.
They'll play a little
Um,
hot potato with it, and then yeah, it goes smash.
The waste of a good watermelon. Andros is doing of course, his solo mission to his home planet, and we finally know his sister's name is Crone.
Corone, yeah.
Crone. Man, these names you gotta help me with here. Crone, we got Cliptor, we got Astronema, we got
Hey,
Elgar.
so far you're doing really good. I mean,
Thank you.
know, with the last series, there was a couple names throughout the entire show that you would continuously say wrong, but here I have to hand it to you, man. You're doing a fantastic job with these names. So
Thank you, sir. I was rehearsing past 2 hours. I was not rehearsing with Avatar, Princess Yue or Yui or Sokka or Soka. So I got it.
well, you learned. Yeah, you're getting
learned.
better as a podcast host. That's good.
Yes, sir. So Cliptor sees Andros on Astronomer's ship. I thought he died, man. I thought he exploded.
No, he's sticking around. He's like our main guy, really. So
I guess so.
he's gotta be around to torment Andros a lot in this episode.
Yeah. The Rangers are having breakfast, but notice Andros left, and Deka told all the deets of what's going on. Carlos is telling what's happening, but he's gonna go check on him. I don't know. They do that motion before they go into that tube, but I think it's cool. So they extend their arm and then they go in the tube. I was like, it's kind of unnecessary, but I dig it.
It's extra, but we like it.
Yeah. Andros is trying to track his sister, Corone, but he encountered a Cliptor. And I know that it goes to the Japan footage, but I think that quality, it looks very nostalgic, I guess. It's like that old school quality. I don't know. I just like that the Japanese footage.
Yeah, there's definitely a tell when it goes to Japanese footage, you know, at this point. Like the quality is slightly lesser. Eventually it sort of evens out in Power Rangers history, but at this
Mhm.
point it's very distinct. You can also notice because the suits in the Japanese footage are always shinier. So if you ever want to tell, like you couldn't tell about the quality of it, the suits will always be a sort of shiny material as opposed to the flat colors of the American suits. I don't know why they never like matched that, but like that goes on almost to this day sometimes. But yeah, I mean, you're right. It does have a sort of like interesting, nostalgic, retro feel to it, which is kind of cool. Like, yeah, it feels neat to watch.
Yeah, I just like to look at it. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Maybe if I was when I was a kid, I was like, oh, that was pretty cool. Looking at it now, it's like it's just nostalgic for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Ecliptor head was start to spin in the fight. I mean, what was he doing here?
Yeah, he detaches his head and goes crazy. Like Ecliptor's full goblin mode. Like he's just messing with Andros at this point. He really is just completely messing with his head. He does not care. He's not taking this seriously at all.
Nuh-uh. Carlos came to help Andros, but he got shot by Ecliptor. He got exploded. Not
Yeah,
exploded, but like he got shot.
A lot of help Carlos was here. He shows up, he like smashes through time, which once again is another little clue that like, oh, this is not like supposed to be space. Like he clearly smashes into like a digital realm, right? Like
Yeah.
he like breaks through reality. But yeah, he immediately gets shot and taken out. And yeah, it's a bummer. He tried, I guess, but it was not good enough.
Cool scene. I like that. So Carlos and Andros dipped. Carlos is in the bed recovering. Andros was like, "Man, what the hell? Why do you show up, fool? I don't get it." Cassie said, "I love this line by Cassie." Cassie said, "What affects one of us affects all of us. That is what I'm talking about. There is no I in team."
There you go. This is Andros has to learn, right? Like he has to understand what it's like for people to care about him because he's been out this for who knows how long by himself. So he's not used to these people trying to help him out. But in this episode, it really gets drilled into him. You got to start playing like a team player, man. It's not going to cut it just doing this lone wolf crap.
Yeah, man, we're 5 episodes deep and you're still acting like this? Get out of town.
So what does he do with this information? He goes and he fights Ecliptor again by himself.
He just had to learn. But this time, Ecliptor grew 1,000 feet tall when he showed up. He was just growing when he was in the ship.
Yeah, I don't know what Andros' plan is. Yeah, he like shows up and he's like, "Where is he? What's going on?" Ah!
Yeah, so Andros is getting his ass kicked, of course. But the other Rangers showed up for their homeboy Andros, and even Carlos is back. You see him lipping. He's back to help the guys. The mega ship lasered Ecliptor. Carlos towed. I think that's pretty much it, right? What I forgot what happened. How did Ecliptor vanish, or did he die?
They beat him. He's gone.
They just beat him.
Yeah, he'll come back. It's fine.
I hope so. It's usually that's a trend now. Yeah. So at the end, Carlos said, "Andros, man, we're gonna help find your sister." And Andros will be. He said, I'll be a team player this time. And that's the end of the episode.
We got a lot of questions here. We got to figure out what happened to his sister. Will we see his sister at some point in the show? Maybe that'll be the ending. Who knows? Who stole? Like, who's the kidnapper? We couldn't really tell from that footage there. But we'll find all these things out eventually, presumably.
Hopefully these answers will be or these questions are going to be answered soon. But I do have an interesting fact. When the watermelon falls on Bulk's head, it's horizontal. But moments later, when you see it on his head, it's now vertical. So they kind of mess up there.
Every one of your fun facts has been about how this show messes up. They just can't get anything right.
Yeah, well, it's an interesting fact.
Making shows is hard. Yeah, that's what's really to learn from this.
Honestly, it is. But it's okay. It's okay. I still love the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the end of the this episode here. Of course, next time you'll see us covering episode 6 through 10, and we'll see what happens there. Anthony, what do you feel about these episodes?
It's fun to revisit. It's a really good show. I think it has a really strong opening. I know the first episode was a lot of people sneaking around on a ship, but if you consider it like a two-parter, it is kind of cool. I like this sort of slow build with Andros. We're joking about how it's the fifth episode. Learn to work with your friends already.
Yeah.
But it's kind of new for Power Rangers. Power Rangers has always been like this team of people working together, but like our Red Ranger, our supposed leader, is sort of doing things on his own way. It raises questions. We've got interesting stuff going on. I like how campy Astronema is. Like, she is just full on goofy evil, and I like that about her. She looks great, insanely attractive. Good for her. God bless.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I really like In Space, and these first 5 episodes made me just want to keep watching them, which was funny. I was like, oh, I gotta wait. So I'm excited to now cover these next few because I know there's some good ones in here. There's some pretty iconic episodes in this next batch, so looking forward to it.
Absolutely. This is, of course, is Space your favorite show, or is another Power Ranger show is your favorite?
It's hard to say. There's quite a few that I really enjoy. I really like Time Force. I really like SPD. I like Jungle Fury. Like, there's a bunch of good shows, but In Space is undeniably good. But yeah, so there's that. But I know this does have your favorite Ranger, so this is exciting to jump into. My favorite is Lightspeed Rescue Red, Carter Grayson. You guys, the fans know who I'm talking about. They get why Carter's so cool. But yeah, Andros, I get why he's your guy, and I'm excited to go through this journey with him and see how he improves as a character and an actor.
I hope so. My brother got me into Power Rangers because he watched the original Power Rangers when he was a kid. When I was a kid, I was into space, so we're a Power Ranger family, I guess.
It's a good thing to be.
I get, yeah, absolutely. But yeah. Shout out to our Red Ranger from space. Thank you for giving us a message. I really appreciate that. And Anthony, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Anthony Lantern. You can also find my YouTube channel, Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. I do have Power Ranger stuff on there. I've got a huge video detailing my Power Rangers Lightning collection, which is like the 6-inch scale action figure line from Hasbro, which is probably dead at this point, but I've got a lot of figures, so check out those videos. I got Power Ranger stuff on there. And then I also do have my own podcast called The Grud, which is a podcast I do with my friend Kirk, where we talk about movies and TV shows, comic books, whatever we're recently enjoying, and we kind of discuss that stuff on there. So please feel free to check that stuff out. I'd appreciate it. And I'm also, I've been on this podcast, so check out the episodes that I'm on. I'm sure if you just search my name, it'll probably come up.
It'll be there. And that's awesome. Check out his collection, everyone. Please. It's pretty cool. Of course, you can follow this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio. Where am I at? Oh, Spotify. Did I say Spotify?
Yeah.
Spotify. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to start over here. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and I'm on YouTube Music. Follow me there. I have an Instagram page called Instagram. Power Wonder Podcast, so you can follow me there. And I guess there's one way to end this episode is 3, 3, 5. Let's rock it.
Let's rock it.
All right, 3, 3, 5.
Let's rock it.
Don't forget to like, comment, and follow.